Hey, this is Jeannie Merritt, your coach for Team STEAM Robotics. We're going to create a series of videos to introduce you to the team and what's going on and what your student got signed up for and is doing amazing things with. We tried to do this whole presentation all together. It's over a half an hour. So like I said, we kind of wanted to give it to you guys in chunks. Basically, we're going to kind of go over a little bit of basics on Team STEAM and our history. So basically, Team STEAM, we are giving our name from the idea that STEM careers are actually STEAM careers: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We know that that creative, artistic side is very, very core to kind of what we do in science and technology, engineering, math. We wouldn't have those elements making the progress they do without that creative problem solving and ways of communicating that are more artistic. So we see art as a very, very key part of that component. This is a team that's been around since 2014. It started in Free State and moved over to the LCC and started working with all the different high schools in the area. And we are structured like a company for organization with lead roles and very key emphasis on student leadership. Currently, we have students from LHS, Free State, and well as Lawrence Virtual School. On usual years, we're definitely over 50 members. Currently, we have about 35 very active members, and we have about 10 more that are kind of semi-active, is what's going on. We are a group that meets year-round, so we don't stop Team STEAM activities just because we're outside of competition season. We are made up of absolutely incredible students from Lawrence that are extraordinarily talented in multiple different areas. We also are very blessed with our professional mentor volunteers. Our team could not operate without our amazing mentors who represent groups from professional students and from areas of computer science, from engineering, as well as managers in technical companies, software programmers, as well as other engineers dealing with construction and logistics. I cannot stress how much your students will be surrounded by career professionals and how the incredible expertise that they bring for your students. There are innumerable leadership opportunities for your students, both as far as being considered for leadership positions, as far as like team leads, controls leads, all the way up to we have a chief executive officer, chief operations officers, that and NC positions that are there. One of the coolest things about our team is that we push the gracious professionalism. We are a competition team, but first is very adamant that we all have a better time if we take care of each other. So the idea is we are always willing to help out other teams. We are always willing to help out other sub teams. We are always willing to help out other people. And that giving back to our community makes everybody better. This is our team coming out of the Greater Kansas City regional in 2020, right before things shut down. And this is actually, we're missing a good chunk of our team, maybe about a fourth of our team, because we were going to go to 2 regionals that year. So several people had conflicts with their schedule for orchestra and for band, and they were going to go to the second regional. So they are not in this picture, which is sad. Okay, so what does Team STEAM do? What your student will be working on? Basically, it's an environment for your students to really learn some career-ready skills. That includes 3D modeling, work on programming, definite work on teamwork, leadership, and communication. And I cannot stress the time management and organization that is required out of your students. While we get things done within 2.5 hours that the students are in front of us, we really do expect our students to be working off hours as well, whether it's making contacts with companies or teaching themselves, but they do have to manage their time. Your students are going to be building a robot starting in January based on a challenge that FIRST puts out. We also will compete and cooperate with other teams in our region. That cooperation and that gracious professionalism is a big part. Your students have the opportunity to meet people from all over the Kansas and Missouri area, as well as Iowa, Colorado, Oklahoma, and international teams as well. We focus on community outreach opportunities during off season, during the school year in the summertime, and those become, we want our team to be a key part of the Lawrence community. And one of the coolest thing is this is going to offer your students the opportunity to have problem-based learning in very authentic ways, not the ways that sometimes we have to create in our classrooms to try to mimic the real world. Your student is going to be dealing with real world problems and trying to handle them, because we want to build those responsible youth leaders. So this is some pictures of how much fun your student is going to be having. So getting an idea of Drive Team, we're in the competition, as well as working on the robots and doing some programming or doing problem solving, excuse me. We've got our 2 robots, Bracket here, and Yes. So these are 120-pound robots. Your kids are going to have fun building, programming, designing all the way from the ground up. And then we take them to work in regionals. And if you can see back behind, that is how a regional typically looks and how busy it is. Okay, so I'm going to pause there. That's just our background and our history, and we'll start talking about our organization.